Sony a6500 versus Panasonic G80/85/81. Which one is better? Let's compare them and let's see. Hello everybody, my name is Attila Mate from Blue Sky Photography, and today I'd like to talk to you about the Sony a6500 versus the Panasonic G80, 85 or 81. The G80, the name of the camera is in Europe G80, in US is 85 and in Germany is 81. Don't ask me why in Germany is 81, in rest of Europe is G80. I don't know, Panasonic just does these kind of things, you know, like three different names. But anyway, I will speak about this camera like the G80 from now to on, so you will understand that it's G85, G81 is the same camera like the G80. Now, if until now I didn't succeed to piss off, you know, the Sony fanboys, probably now I will succeed, because it's I compare with the Sony a6500, the Panasonic G80. But honestly guys, I'm not joking, and if somebody thinks that I'm not right, please leave a comment down below, but don't argue without any reason. Just think about seriously if I'm right or wrong, because I think that the Sony a6500 is around this level, you know, I mean, it's comparable with the Panasonic G80. Honestly, the Sony a6500 is, okay, it's a crop sensor camera, but the G80 is a micro four thirds, but they are kind of the same level. And I'm not joking. So let's see why I try to compare these two cameras and why I think that they are on the same level. So first of all, let's talk about the similarities that both of the cameras will have. So then after we will talk of the advantages and the disadvantages of each of the camera. So similarities. In-body image stabilization, yes, Sony a6500 has, Panasonic has. Now, here is a small issue, because the Sony a6500 has a great image stabilization. Everybody knows, and this I admit to Sony, that the image stabilization is very, very good. So that's a great image stabilization. On the Panasonic side, they have the dual IS, dual image stabilization, which means they have a 5-axis image stabilization incorporated in the camera. And it will use also the lens's image stabilization and combine with that 5-axis image stabilization. And then it will get something fancy, I don't know. So the problem is that G80 cameras and G85 cameras, they have an issue with the image stabilization. The image is jumping around, you know, and Panasonic noticed, and they just made a statement recently that they will do anything to fix this as soon as possible in a firmware update. So at the moment, if you buy a G80 or G85, G81, just take care, because you will have issue with the image stabilization. On the other hand, if you use only the 5-axis image stabilization incorporated in the camera, and then you won't have this issue, only if you combine with the lens. So, but anyway, back to the similarities. So image stabilization, both of the cameras will have. Dust and moisture resistant body, both of the cameras will have. 1/4000th of shutter speed, both of the cameras will have. Mechanical shutter speed we are talking about, but Panasonic has electronic shutter until 1/16,000th of a second. So that's an advantage on the Panasonic side. 1/160th of a second flash sync speed. Single SD card slot. So if you check all of my videos, you know, you can see that I try not to trade in quality on money. So if something is expensive but it's good, I will admit that, and I will say, okay, buy that because it's expensive but it's great. Now in this case, Sony a6500 is a6500, sorry, it's expensive but it's not great, because these, I mean, again we get back to the same issue: 1/4000th of a second, 1/160th of a second flash sync speed, single SD card slot, blah blah blah. Okay, let's get to the advantages of the Sony a6500. And first, like I said, is the in-body image stabilization is better. I mean, Sony is great, definitely. That's not an issue. That's no complaint about that. Second advantage of the Sony, APS-C size sensor, 24 megapixel. Sensor is bigger than the Panasonic sensor. And obviously in low light it will be better, you know, it will be better low light capabilities like the Panasonic. And we also know that the Sony cameras in general, they have something, I don't know, they are better in low light with a half stop, even more than a half stop, you know, like other cameras. Like I made a video, I compared my Nikon D7200, which is 24 megapixel crop sensor, and Sony a6000, which is 24 megapixel crop sensor. And in low light tests, Sony bet the Nikon D7200. It was better with almost one stop. So sharpness wise, no, it wasn't there, but low light, it was better. So low light capability will be better, definitely. Now, on the other hand, you know, the Panasonic camera, the pixel density is the same because it's a 16 megapixel sensor. But if you take the 24 megapixel Sony sensor and you just crop it down to micro four thirds size, the pixel density will be the same like in the Panasonic camera. So image quality wise, I would say it will be kind of the same image, but in low light Sony will be better, definitely. So another big advantage of the Sony is the slow motion video at 120 frames per second. And that's a big one. I mean, if you want slow motion videos, definitely you will have to buy the a6500. That's it. Now we got to the advantages of the Panasonic G80. And we have a few one over here. And let's see which one. First, and this is a good one, it's cheaper. I mean, it's $898 versus $1,398. The difference is $500. $500. It's big money. I mean, $500 you buy a lens. You put another $100-200 and you buy a great lens. So Panasonic is cheaper. Another advantage, better battery life. And this is again pretty good because battery life on the Sony cameras, the mirrorless cameras, are just ridiculously bad. You know, I used to have the a6000, the a7 Mark II, a7R. All of them, they were very bad on batteries. They all use the same small little batteries, but they are bad. So battery life, better. Battery grip option. Now, this is again something good, because if you are not happy with the battery life of the Panasonic, you stick in the grip and you have double battery life. And also if you shoot photos, you know, the battery grip will be very, very useful to you. So, cheaper and larger lens selection. Again, like I said in my other video, you know, the Panasonic, and because it's micro four thirds, can use Olympus lenses. And Olympus can use Panasonic lenses. So the lens selection is larger. The Olympus lenses, until now, it was a bit difficult to use on Panasonic because Olympus has in-body image stabilization. Until now, Panasonic had the stabilization in the lens. So if you used Olympus lens on Panasonic, it wasn't stabilized. But now, because the G80 has the in-body image stabilization, and then if you put an Olympus lens on it, no bother, it will go and it will be stabilized. So you have a great lens selection, and Olympus has also very, very good lenses. So this goes to Panasonic, definitely, because Sony doesn't really have big lens selection. You know. Again, electronic shutter. You know that I'm I don't like 1/4000th of a second shutter speed. I don't even want to hear about it. So Panasonic will have 1/4000th of a second mechanical shutter and then electronic shutter until 1/16,000th of a second. So that goes to Panasonic. So guys, you hear the advantages and the disadvantages. If you think that I left something and it is important, please leave a comment down below and add to my video, because I'm a human being. I just can make mistakes. So I didn't want to go through all the specifications because the video will be huge, will be 1 hour or something, and there's no point. I want to discuss only what is very important in my opinion, and which is in one camera or the other. So I don't want to discuss about all the specifications and all what kind of micro, what kind of SD card and what kind of frame rates and all that you can see in specifications of the cameras. But these are important advantages or disadvantages, and that's what I wanted to talk about. So I hope this video was helpful to you guys, and I hope that you liked it. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this coming. And other than that, I wish you a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.